This actually comes from, sorry, the Reader's Guide that Ellie has, that you'll find exercises in here, but I've changed it a little bit because, as we all know, there is no perfect book on the planet. We all change things. Right, do you know about the 5-finger method for choosing books? No. One of the things that I found with, well, particularly us teachers, is that we tend to say to students, over the summer holidays, whatever, find a reader and read it. And the kids are like, oh, whoopee, can't wait to do that. There are 2 types of books in my philosophy. One is called the Cup of Coffee book. I actually call it the gin and tonic book, okay, but not the students. Because my philosophy is the Cup of Coffee book is the book that you have your cup of coffee in your hand and your book. Where's your dictionary? No, it's not possible. So you want a book you can read. I'll explain the 5 fingers in a minute. Read and learn something book is I've got my book. If I want, I've got my dictionary. If I want, being the operative expression. 5 fingers is teach your kids this. Pick a book, any book, preferably in a foreign language, although sometimes the actual language that they're speaking. Pick a page, not the first page, not the last page, and not the page with lots of pictures on it. Okay? Start reading at the top and read until the bottom. Every time you block, you put down 1 finger. And you keep reading. And you block, you put down a finger. If you reach the bottom of the page and you have got all 5 fingers down, it is not a cup of coffee book. And what's more, you're going to be stressed out. Because every single page you're going to read, you're going to go, don't know that, don't know that, don't know that, don't know that. So you want a book that there'll be 2, 3 fingers down. Now what I call my gin and tonic book, cup of coffee book, I might have only 1 finger down. This means it's a book I read purely to enjoy it. Teach your kids this, because sometimes you say you're an A1, pick up an A1 book and read it. But they'll slip something in there which isn't what your kids know. What does to block mean? You choose. I've got some kids who block because it's 1 word they don't understand. I've got some kids who block because it's the concept, it's all these words together that they don't. So I say you choose. I don't say what does this word mean, because more or less it means is enough for me. The kids choose. But it's a system that works, does not fail. Or, this comes from Professor Sakagu Nahidi in where is he, in Japan. He uses the start with simple stories. He uses the no dictionaries when reading, which I have to say I don't mind. Because how often do you run to a dictionary every time you block? Do you?
Sometimes.
No, sometimes it's the perfect answer, but please don't tell me every time you see something you don't understand, you're like, oh, I want that one. You go more or less, or you just go, lovely word, and keep going. So I actually think this is a good rule. Skip over difficult words. If you don't know what it means, if you block the meaning, no, the book's too hard, change the book. And stop reading when it's too difficult. Choose another book. So actually it's quite simple rules, I think. Right, so we've got these lovely students, and I'm going to give you some characters. No, I'm not, because I left the book in my bag. I do this very often, actually. I leave the books in my hotel room. If I, for example, give you these characters, can you see them? How do they talk? Let's try one together. Which one shall we choose, children? Good, well done. Let's pick. Are we picking Jay? I thought it was picking Jay or Alex. How does Jay talk? There's no right or wrong answer. I promise not to hurt you.
Quickly in a
high-pitched voice.
Okay, lovely. How does she walk?
Smoothly.
Okay, absolutely fine, no problem with that. In groups, all I ask my students to do is, with the names of characters, how do they walk, how do they walk, talk, and their attitude. I love this one. Have you got kids with the old Justin Bieber haircut? What's their attitude? Your face is divine. I'm sorry, she just went. Because I've got students like that. I've got some kids who have got the old dreadlocks and things like that, and they're the loveliest kids on the planet. And then I've got my teenage boys with the hair across the face, and you know, go on, teach me. All attitude. I love them. So all you're asking your kids to do is to anticipate, to think about what these characters might be like. There's no right or wrong answer. Another one is to give them the title, the names of characters. So if we go back to here and ask the relationship between them. I was going to say, this is Margaret and this is Margaret's father. So the relationship is mother, well done, father and son, okay? And if you get this one wrong, I shall hurt you. However, what's the relationship here?
Classmate.
Good. What's the relationship between here and here? Classmate, because it's written. Good, boys and girls. Jay and Kylie?
Best friends.
Best friends.
Okay. It doesn't matter if you're wrong or right. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. The important thing is with little kids, what language do they need? Friend, classmate, enemy, mother, father. Very simple language. Very simple. And that's what you want. Do you like my bullies? Sorry. Be serious. I'm a very serious person. What's the relationship between these characters? All you're doing is looking at the picture, right? Please don't tell me you're reading.
No.
If you can read, I was going to say, you're incredible. I can't read and I'm standing here.
Looks like hero.
Good guys or bad guys?
No.
I reckon they have to be bad. Look at the attitude. I love these people. But even before you start, the students just guess. Who cares if they're wrong or right? A word in your ear. So, I forgot already what it says. Dialogue between them. So, what are these people saying? Do you recognise these characters?
There's no more room.
Oh, you've anticipated this one. What do you think she's saying?
Who is that?
Okay. I don't care, in the sense that as a teacher, I don't care. I mean, I do care that the English is relatively correct, but I don't care that it's the same as what the story says. To me, it's irrelevant. If she says, oh, look, it's raining, I say, you have an interesting idea of rain, but not important. What do you think he's saying? I don't care. I don't care. What is he saying? What do you mean you don't care? It doesn't matter at all, does it? It's not important. The idea is illustration to start off speaking in class. And I love this one. What are they saying here? Before we start, I need to teach my kids the words meerkat, which is a meerkat, thank you. Exactly, which of course are our two little happy creatures here. And the word cage. Is there any other word that your children might not know? Children. Because my kids won't know meerkat, although as soon as I say meerkat, they'll go, okay. Cage, my kids might not know cage, so I'll have to pre-teach cage. So obviously I pre-teach. And then I say, Tell your partner what they are saying, not what they are doing, what they are saying. So you would ask, what do you think these people are saying? And together my students decide. Any suggestions? Because I know this already. You don't. I know this not.
Very beautiful, very nice.
Okay.
I want one.
Okay.
Look at this.
Okay. Absolutely. Perfectly. Why not? And the kids, what are they saying?
It's so funny, guys.
You whine or crying, what's happening, anything like that's absolutely fine. Although I love the way that these guys are so happy, aren't they? And the animals are so not. I love that. Except only the dog is sympathetic, have you noticed? So in general, animals are very unhappy creatures and human beings are very happy creatures. I just love that picture because it's so wrong. Meerkats. Meerkats are famous in 2 films. One is called The Lion King. Do you know The Lion King?
Yeah.
Of course, so they've now brought it out in 3D. For the younger generation who have not seen the older version. Are any of you scared like I am? Do you remember films when you were little and now they're coming out with the new version? The Great Gatsby, there's now the new film coming out of The Great Gatsby. I said yesterday about The Great Gatsby, yeah, we saw that, Robert Redford. Yeah, that was back in, I don't know, many years ago when I was younger. They're bringing out the new version because, sorry? More stars, Total Recall, they brought out all these old films, they're bringing them out new because of the new generation. The Lion King is back again! And does anyone know Animals United? What do you do at the weekends? You mean housework, cleaning and cooking and preparing lessons? Okay, prepare lessons, I prepare it for you. Animals United. Okay? If you haven't seen it, does anyone here have like a Wi-Fi system at home? As in, you pay for the internet straight? Okay, don't listen to me. I've only recently discovered this. Movie 2, K, as in the letter K, .to. Movie 2, so number 2, K.com. It's where you can stream